Okay, let's talk stereo imaging for a minute. Width, okay? You've got to mix guitars on the right channel, another guitar's on the left, certain parts of the drums in the right channel, certain parts of the drums in the left, and some of it in the center channel in the mono, right? The mid of the mid side, the M of the MS. Now, sometimes you might want a little more width when you are mixing, and there are several ways to do that. You can either boost the components in the far regions of the stereo section, or you can use a widener on, say, the guitar bus or the mix itself. Now, you do want to be very careful with wideners because they work in a way that plays with phase to adjust the stereo parts of the image versus the mono parts of the image. So when I'm talking stereo and mono, stereo, you got two tracks, they're going to be different, right? You flip the phase on one, you're not going to get silence. Mono, you might have two tracks. If you flip the phase on the left channel, it disappears because it cancels with the right. Mono track can also be just one single file, but that's a different story. So there's several ways of widening program material or buses. One of the easiest is probably using a plugin, a mid-side plugin like MSED by Voxingo. It's a simple mid-side matrix, okay? It uses math to split the left channel and the right channel into a mid and side channel, and then you just turn up the sides and boom, that's it, okay? You got to be very judicious when using these because you can run into some weird phase issues and you can just lose the center, absolutely. So one of my favorite ways to add subtle width to masters is by using slight variations in the EQ between the left and the right channel. And what this does is it makes a differential between the mono, right, and the stereo, okay? So you've got the mono line, right? If you look at like the UAD massive passive, for example, in Plugin Doctor, you're going to see one line, okay? As long as it's all set the same and it's linked, you're going to see one line. If you look at the hardware, for instance, you're going to see slight variations. You're going to see a little bit of the blue from the left and a little bit of the pink from the right or the red from the right, however you have it set. Those are just built into the circuitry, okay? If you buy capacitors and resistors and potentiometers, they're all going to have a rating, plus or minus 10%, plus or minus 20%, plus or minus 5%. Okay, everything's not going to be perfectly matched, and that's one of the beautiful things about analog, and one of the reasons it has this like kind of sparkle on the stereo image and sounds a little bit wider at times is those mismatches do not get sent to the center. They do not get sent to the mono material. They don't get panned out way wide, but they do make things just kind of a little bit off and even make the center a little bit wider, if that makes sense. So one of my favorite ways to do that and add width to a master is by using EQ and creating these slight variations from side to side. And you can do that with plugins, but you got to be smart about it and know exactly what you're doing. So here's some examples. This is one of my favorite plugins, probably my favorite plugin of the last few years, and it's MBSI by Make Believe Studios and Metric Halo. And as you can see, when we switch to that dual mono setting on this, you get those slight shifts in stereo image like I'm talking about. So with MBSI, one of the things that I really noticed when I was beta testing it is if I placed an instance on the right channel and an instance on the left channel and engineered those slight differences into it, it just was a night and day difference between using one linked instance and two in dual mono configuration. So Make Believe and Metric Halo ended up putting those tolerances into the plugin, and it's really cool. And you can see here in these Isotope RX screenshots of a file I printed with MBSI in just the standard linked mode and another one in dual mono mode with those tolerances engineered into the settings. You can see in this mid-side view where the one that's unlinked in dual mono has a little bit more information in the side. It's a little wider. You can hear it too, but for purposes of the video, here's an image of it. So basically, you're just engineering these component tolerance variations into your plugins. Try it, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Especially try it with MBSI from Make Believe Studios and Metric Halo, because that's one of the plugins where you really get that magic, that, you know, that sparkle on the sides, and it's cool stuff. So experiment, have fun, be seeing you.